it will require certain period of time to make it very dry. So we will allow them to become a very dry. So meanwhile we will prepare a crystallization solution. So this crystallization technique it is used to purify the monophenylurea. In fact, any product or any solid mass which can be purified, which can become impurity free by using crystallization technique. So we will take one beaker in which we will add a suitable solvent to prepare a crystallization solution. So methanol it is used to prepare a solution of the monophenylurea over here. So I am going to transfer some of this product into this neat and clean beaker, and we will add a certain amount of methanol as a solvent. So I am transferring this some solid product monophenylurea into this beaker. Now I am going to add methanol as a solvent. Now you have to use methanol in such a way or in such amount that product it should be dissolved very well. So after adding some quantity of the methanol, you have to stir your reaction mixture or the crystallization solution very well. If it is not getting dissolved, then you have to add certain amount of solvent, or vice versa. You are initially taking your solvent, then if you are adding your product, then you have to add the product in such a way that it will become a completely soluble. So now solution becomes slurry or clear. Now some extra quantity I am going to dissolve in a same mixture to make it a very saturated solution. So in crystallization technique, the saturation solution it is required, because when you make it a very saturation solution or saturated solution, then your crystallization will becomes a very easy. In fact, the formation of the crystal it will become a very speedy. So major part or the major solid material which is dissolved, but there are some particles which are not getting dissolved. So I am putting this beaker on a burner. So if you heat this material, then it will become a super saturated solution. So on heating condition, your mass it will getting dissolved. So burner heating is there. So you are finding that solution become very clear, right? So as a result of heating, it is becoming a super saturated solution. Now advantage of this making super saturated solution is you can produce your crystals of any product even at room temperature also. If you make a very super saturated solution, now you are finding the solution is very clear, means it is super saturated solution, right? Advantage is you can produce your crystals even at room temperature. So in most of the case, you don't require any ice bath. Though the ice bath it is used to produce a very unique size and shape of the crystals. But if you want to perform the crystallization, or if you want to produce crystals of any product at room temperature, then you have to produce or you have to make the super saturated solution of the respective product. Now I am going to filter this solution by using simple filtration technique. Now advantage or the object behind the performing the filtration after crystallization or after making super saturated solution is there any soluble or insoluble impurity is there, it can be easily filtered out from the reaction mass. One thing is that when you make the filtration of this crystallization slurry, you have to keep your beaker or receiver in a ice bath, right? So I am putting this beaker as a receiver of the filtrate in a, it is suspended in a ice bath. So whatever filtrate which is coming from the filtration assembly, it is directly goes to the beaker, and with beaker it is surrounded by the ice bath. So as a result, after going to this beaker, the filtrate will easily crystallize out in as a presence of the ice cold environment. So I am transferring this solution into a filtration assembly. So in a receiver beaker, you will find there is a formation of the crystals of the monophenyl urea. So once filtration is completed, you have to remove this filtration assembly, and if you take your beaker out from the ice bath, you are finding that a very good crystals of the monophenyl urea it is getting producing. So this is an experiment about the monophenyl urea preparation, and this monophenyl urea it is being prepared from the aniline and sodium cyanide. So again, this crystals which is produced at the end of the recrystallization, it is directly subjected to filtration via simple filtration assembly. So I am going to filter it by using same filtration assembly. So again we require simple filtration assembly. So now I am making a filtration media by using simple filter paper. And this is a recrystallization slurry which is produced at the end of the recrystallization operation. So I am simply transferring this recrystallization slurry into this filtration assembly. So your solid crystals will easily separate it out from the slurry, or what we can say it's a mother liquor, and you will find almost pure crystals of the monophenyl urea. Now see, the filtration it is almost completed. So as usual we have to dry our product by using, first it is aerial drying, then if there is a certain types of moisture or product it is still wet, then we have to go for the drying in a hot air oven. So initially I am removing this filtration media. And I am directly putting into a simple filter paper. So you are observing both product which are in front of you. This one it is a crude product, so it will get at the end of synthesis, and when you compare it to the product which is produced after the recrystallization, it is a almost color free. In crude product it is having some impurity or some color. So this technique it is recrystallization technique, it is used to make a product in a very pure form. So this is all about the preparation of the monophenyl urea from aniline and sodium cyanide. Thank you very much for your attention.